everyone, Animal Instincts here with a new build video. We're in the forest doing a rental for a very modern eccentric family. This I did over here on my live stream, but the audio got messed up. So I'm cutting the first part of this into pieces and just recording a voiceover for you guys for the YouTube channel. So we are where the park is when you go camping in the Get Out, whatever it is, their expansion for The Sims 4. And I was planning ahead for my werewolf family. I am going to be doing a Let's Play starting over on my stream on Twitch. It's going to start next month. That's when I'll be getting all the new updated packs, so I'll be able to do that for you. So I was kind of building this rental as a getaway for them where their pack could come and hang out. Now I started doing this originally as a speed build, and then I had issues with the video, so I had to draw out a floor plan for it, and then I redid it over on my stream. Now the next part of this will come in just like a long chunk. I'm just going to post my second stream that I did, because I did this in 2 parts so far, and I'll be finishing it probably on stream again tonight, and that'll come over to YouTube as well. So here I'm just looking down at my floor plan. I'm kind of counting over. Basically what I did was I made a grid that was like 50 tiles by 50 tiles on paper, and I printed that out so that it was kind of like a 50 by 50 Sims lot. And then I drew out my floor plan for it. I usually don't do floor plans, but I wanted to have something a little more prepared just because this build has been slightly cursed with my recordings of it. And that little bee in the corner is actually a webcam filter that I was using that day. As I was looking very pale, I do have some health issues and I wasn't feeling very well that day, but I wanted to get kind of just do relaxing build on my stream. So that's when the bee camera comes out. I guess technically it is me. My name is Melissa. It does mean honeybee in Latin, so. I know it's really hard. I found like trying to count out all the tiles when you're watching, like looking down at the paper. That's when you see, and it looks like my bee's having a stroke and one eye is closed. That's basically what's going on. I'm like looking at the paper, trying to count all the tiles, like how many tiles, how many squares in from the outsides, and how many we go this way. One thing I really learned about drawing my floor plan out on a grid is that I do a lot in like 7s and 11s and 5s and 3s. I build very much in odd numbers, which is weird. This is a very big build. It does take up the entire lot. And there is a couple stories to it, so it did take a lot of work. That's why I did this over 3 streams. So on the final stream that I'll be doing, which I'll be probably doing tonight after this video goes up on YouTube. So if you guys happen to catch this video and you want to kind of see the finished product, and we're going to be bringing in a sim family to test it out, make sure everything works. Because I did, move things off grid, and I always build with the move object cheats on, especially so I can get things in a little closer in certain places. Now I really didn't know, like when I build, I don't usually have a design right away in mind. This is the first time I ever did. I was thinking, like, if I had millions of dollars, what kind of house would I want to live in? And it's always been my dream to live in a house where the centerpiece was this big giant round atrium with like fruit trees and herbs, and I could grow passion flower and other flowers because I make my own lotions. and soaps, and I do herbal remedies. And so I always wanted to have a big, beautiful greenhouse in the middle with kind of like this beautiful pond pool with a waterfall. Now, I didn't do that full thing in here, and we don't really have, I know they're coming out with round walls, but we didn't have them the time that I built this. So it's kind of just a square room instead of a round one. This is kind of like the Sims version of what I think would be a really cool house. And just to have all those open windows in the kitchen, if, standing there cooking, you can look out at your beautiful fruit trees and maybe have some birds flying around. Which, obviously is not super realistic. I mean, I'd have to be like a super millionaire, I think, to be able to afford the upkeep of a place like that. Especially because it would have to be temperature controlled, humidity controlled. We'd have to have special systems for the pool. But hey, it's always good to dream. My builds always turn out I think I might have an eccentric style when it comes to decorating and stuff. But usually when I do my builds, I try to get in the mindset of the Sims that I'm going to be playing and what I think their personalities would be like. So anytime I do a build, especially if I'm doing it for like a let's play that I'll be starting, or if I'm just doing a normal casual playthrough with a sim or a challenge, a lot of times I think of like who the sim is and what their life has been like and what their personality would be like, and kind of go from there. So I'm working on doing all the outlines. So I just finished the outline on the outside, and now I'm tracing out the rooms, getting the shell built. So this house has like a big master bedroom, and then there's like a bedroom for like teens or 2 adults. There's also room for toddler and children. And so you can have a whole family there. There's pet stuff. You could actually download this and live in this full time. It's not just be for a rental. Kind of wanted to have it multi-purpose. So if you wanted to put it on another 50 by 50 lot, I know there are very few of those. I found out as I was looking through all the different sim worlds of where else this could go besides the forest where I first built it. There aren't that many big lots. There's a lot of like 40 by 30s, 20 by 30s. There's a couple 64 by 64s, which you could put this on a 64 by 64 lot as well. Anything bigger than a 50 by 50, but it does need the full 50 by 50. I'm just drinking my coffee. This is morning for me. I think the hardest part of getting this was just getting the shell down, counting out all the squares, making sure all the rooms and stuff lined up, which eventually I realized one side wasn't perfect. I don't know how I miscounted, but I just went with it, and I changed the design a little bit in the end because I wasn't about to rebuild the whole shell. And I didn't notice it until the very, very end. Got a little porch there. Now, I know it, and it's probably looks a little strange, but I wanted the door to be on the side, where you'd come in on the side, and that was like the main entry point, and then I turned the front into a little porch, which you'll see here in a bit. I sped this up a little bit, just because watching me slowly count out tiles one at a time is probably not what everybody wants to do with their day, so this is at 2 times its normal speed. I do turn my camera a lot, so I didn't want to do it too fast, just because I didn't want anybody getting nauseous or vertigo or whatever from the camera jerking around, because I know that's an issue. I really love doing builds, so if you guys have any floor plans out there that you want me to try or anything like that, feel free to comment in the videos down below, or come over to my streams. I don't have a schedule put up yet, just with my health. I kind of just stream when I'm able to. But I did have my surgery and I am in recovery. So as I get better, I'll hopefully have a more solid stream schedule so you guys can just go on. But if you want to go over to my Twitter page, I do announce there when I go live as well as on Twitch. If you can follow there so you can get the notification so you know when I am live. There is my little beast stroking out, looking down at the screen. So here I am putting in the pool. So this center area is kind of going to be like the outdoor area. So I know we have glass roofs now, but just imagine if the glass roofs would open, because I was thinking like that's what it would be in the summertime, that you could open the dome and it would just be natural light and it'd be like the middle of the house was kind of the outside. I think there was one movie where I seen that they had this, I can't remember what it was, if it was like 13 Ghosts or something, or one of those movies that I watched, and she's like babysitting and the killer calls her on the phone, but it was like this giant house and it was all glass around the middle, and in the middle was like this beautiful glass pathways over water. There was like koi fish swimming around and birds and trees. It was really pretty. And I think ever since I seen that when I was younger, I was like, oh, I want one of those in my house. Just to be able to, go swimming whenever you want and like feel like you're in the middle of a beautiful forest or out in nature even when you're home. I always throw down these disc lights when I'm building just to put light so I can see where everything is. Those are always my temporary go-to lights, just so, when you're picking out furniture and walls. And then after I choose kind of what decor and what wallpaper I want, then I can go back and change the lights afterwards. Just changing it to a rental here. So that's the basic shell of the first floor that we've got finished here. Well, no, it's mostly just the one story. The second story is more like a recreational story, like where you can go to kind of watch the sunset or raise, have your coffee up there, send the kids up to play. I'm really excited. The last pack that I have right now, I've only got up to country living. So next month I'm going to be getting all the rest of the packs up to the most recent. So I am definitely excited to start my new werewolf Let's Play. I've been working on the storyline for that. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be really interesting. Just drink some coffee. I know it probably makes no sense, but I love the little water features. Like you can see that has the leaves or the flower petals. And I know nobody probably has a pool that has a bunch of flower petals and stuff in them, but they just look so pretty. I always end up changing the watercolors afterwards when I put in a pool. So here's where I am. I'm putting in the side door. So that's going to be the main entrance, which is off to the side of the house. Which is actually really hard for me because I'm kind of one of those weird OCD people that likes things even. And so anytime they try to build something on an angle or something that's out, like I try to do it more and more to break out of my comfort zone. I'm trying to get out of my own habits. And as you can see, I'm very undecided when I'm picking colors. Trying to find something to match. Probably would have took a lot longer if I hadn't have attempted the first build of this when I was trying to record it for a speed build. I was just going to do this as a speed build, and then once I had the first little bit of issue, I decided to just do it on my stream instead. But I didn't want people who don't watch live streams and are just on YouTube to kind of miss out on this build, because it is a very kind of different, unique build. I wanted other people to be able to see it, to maybe get some ideas. There is custom content. These windows are custom content, the ones that are kind of partially open. So I didn't kind of limit anything. This build has everything. It has all the packs. It has some custom content in it as well. I don't use a ton of custom content. I do use a lot, like I do have a couple windows, just because I thought the ones that were partially open were really neat, especially for a place like this where you'd kind of want the air circulating through. And I do a lot in pictures and area rugs because I never feel like there's enough artwork or area rugs in the game, just because especially if you do a lot of building, after you do so many rooms, you've already used every picture and area rug in the game dozens of times. And there's actually quite a few area rugs in the game that I don't like. I find that I haven't really found a good place for them. So this is how you kind of get the idea. So the middle here is kind of your outdoor area where you can plant your trees and do your little gardening and stuff. It has natural light. And then the kitchen's kind of looking in towards the center. I found these windows here from the Messino Stuff Pack kind of fit in with the custom content windows really well, so that worked. I try not to use custom content as much as possible when doing, except for especially pictures. I always use it. I cannot avoid it for pictures and area rugs. Hopefully when I get the new packs, I'll have a better selection of stuff. The decor items. I also was looking when I was doing the, oh yeah, this is where I'm putting on the roof here, just in the center portion, so that it can be the kind of like a greenhouse, glass roof, see-through, let on all the natural light. Counting in my tiles so I can figure out where the center is. And then I say, oh, it's way too much work counting tiles. I'm just going to throw this sucker down, stretch it out, and see if it fits. I always build myself into such a jam when it comes to throwing roofs on things. When I'm building the shell, I always forget that, oh yeah, I have to find a roof to fit on this thing. What the heck am I going to do there? So I end up usually having to get slightly creative with my roofs because I always have like weird shapes. I didn't realize until after I had kind of finished building this shell and like zoomed out and looked at it. It kind of looks like I'm heading off to space on the SS Enterprise. I'm just waiting for Captain Kirk to come down and beam us away. I know, I'm bad. I always have to see everything, like what everything looks like in the context of where it's built before I decide on what color scheme or what swatch I want to go with. And it's originally I was just going to be done. It was just going to be the one level, and then I was like, no way, we got to do something with all the space that we have upstairs. Let's just make this as crazy as possible. Didn't like the way it kind of, the two roofs together, how they had the ledge and stuff there. I always like to fill those little gaps in. That would be me disappearing, looking at my grid, my floor plan, making sure I get everything in. I just discovered a Snap camera, which is where you can use different filters for your webcam. It's done by Snapchat. It's for, they have their, so you can make filters. So in the next video that I post with the other half of this build, will actually have my Sims filter on it that I did. Has the playful emotion, so you'll see that on my next video. My next video is just going to be a normal stream video. I'm just going to post it. It won't be broken up. It's just this first one that's broken up because I had to redo the audio for it. There we go. So now we have that glass roof, and I just pretend that, you know, if on nice days I can open it up. And I just did the half walls around the edges to trim off the rest of that roof up there. Kind of give it a floor. Such a big lot. It takes... Let me know if this is a good speed too, if you guys think I can speed it up more next time I do a speed build video, if you like this kind of pacing, because you get to kind of see the whole process. When I first, because I had gotten about just a little bit further than this when I was doing the first original build, so I had also taken a few screenshots so I could kind of remember what I wanted to do for color schemes and stuff. I love how it looks like my bee is having a stroke every time I look down at my paper to see where I'm at. There's just so many creative people out there. I was looking through all the filters on Snap Camera, and there are some really nice ones. So, it could be a house or a spacecraft. Ready for both. I put in metal here. I do change that later. You guys won't see that. Put up the old AstroTurf. Make it look like some grass up there. I always put plants and stuff in the... I love greenery. Like, my whole house is covered. I grow herbs all year round in here. I have like a dwarf lemon tree I bring in the wintertime. I do love plants, so there's always lots of greenery in every build that I do. I think it's always good to bring a piece of nature in with you. So that's why I removed the floor, because it's kind of supposed to be technically like an outdoor built area. I wanted to raise it up to give it more of a foundation, but I forgot you kind of have to do that before you put the pool in. After you put the pool in, it leaves like this weird blue outline when you remove the floor and try to raise it. So I just used the platforming and raised it up to kind of give the back decks a little bit of height on them. That way I wouldn't have had to redo the whole pool area. I love being able to have that feature where you can just kind of raise up that one room or lower that one room. Gives a lot more building features. See, here I am trying to raise it up again, but it leaves that blue mark. And there's nothing that can fill that in. You have to raise your foundation up before putting your pool in to kind of get rid of that. Put in my post. This is going to be a nice little seating area in the front where you can kind of just sit out. And those are the posts to hold up the roof upstairs. Now that we have, with the weather and stuff, I wanted those patios to be able to be used no matter whether it was raining. Because last time I went on a vacation to this area, literally no joke, it rained the entire time. The whole week my sim was there, it was raining. Anyway, so that's the end of this. This is just part 1. I will be back with part 2 afterwards. Leave any comments. Let me know what you think of the build, or if you have any suggestions for new content that you'd like me to do. And I'll see you all soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.